April 2018. I'm standing in front of Airbnb headquarters in San Francisco. It's my first time in California, and I'm with my friend and the co-founder of Singa, Alice Baum. We look very calm, but inside, we are like this. It feels like we made it. We are going to work with giants like Airbnb, Facebook, Google to build an inclusive economy. A couple of months before, in Paris, we met with Joe Gibbia. That's the guy on the right. He's one of the founders of Airbnb. He came to Paris to discuss about their latest innovation, open homes, welcoming 100,000 refugees thanks to their host communities. They got in touch with us because we've done that, exactly that, for 2 years, matching thousands of French citizens with newcomers who were looking for a place to stay. When we were very glad to actually open source this solution with Airbnb to make it available to the world. So Joe invited us to come in San Francisco. We go inside the building, and I don't know if you've been there, but it's spectacular. They have imitation of the most beautiful rooms, the most beautiful B&Bs around the world. So you have Tokyo, Rio, all the Casa de Papel crew is here. Our first meeting of the day was with the humans team, which is not in the main building. We go outside. That's the place where they welcome NGOs. It's probably the kind of place where tech and digital departments were 15 years ago. And the team is absolutely great. They show us their prototype for open homes for refugees. The user interface is pretty amazing, but we are a bit disappointed by the user experience because refugees are not actually considered as users, and only NGOs and hosts are part of this. We work together to change the narrative and to work on the iconography because we want this to be a success, because the world needs this. Since 2015, a lot of global companies have started to include refugees in their business with tremendous results. The first result is that they have social impact. IKEA has brought energy to a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people. A company like Chobani has created employment for 30% of their workforce that are refugees. But also, these companies have met labor shortages because there are some of their jobs that local population don't want or that local population can take because they don't have the skills. So it's actually not really a surprise that in Germany, among the 1 million people that arrived since 2015, already 40% of them found a job. The second big result that you will find is around the brand. Today, large companies that have been involved on this topic have gained reputation benefits, but they also gain brand loyalty. What that means is that if you work with on a social topic like refugees, you will have more people, especially millennials, that will be attracted by your company and that will stay in your company as employees. But that also means that you're more likely to sell to customers than a company that doesn't. 77% of people are more likely to buy goods from a company that helps refugees than a company that doesn't. And the last amazing result is that it also increases your productivity, your innovation, and your market. A team that is diverse is 80% of the time a team that is diverse is taking a better decision, and 20% of the time is more innovative. This last one is less obvious, so I will give you a very concrete example. We had a second meeting on that day. We came back in the main building. We were meeting with the experience team. I don't know if you know about it, but the Airbnb had launched a new feature called Experiences. So you can find bike rides, wine and cheese tasting, different things like that. And to explain it to us, they took an example of an architect who is using virtual reality to tour cities like Paris. So you put the glasses and you see Paris in the past, Paris in the future, Paris with a Persian eye. And this was one of their top 3 top 3 user. I am the speaker. And so with Alice, we started to laugh. We know her. Actually, she's in our incubator in Paris. It's Lynn. She's brilliant. She's so funny. She comes from Syria. And they looked at us and asked, oh, she's a refugee? And we're like, well, she's one of the entrepreneurs we work with. And here, it was an obvious connection between impact and business. And I've forgotten to introduce you to Lynn. And so what can we learn from that example, from Lynn's example? Is that Airbnb is not just helping 100,000 people to find temporary housing. They are building a reputation as a global brand that is taking action and that will attract new customers and also attract employees. But also at the same time, they are sourcing directly the future favorite user experience makers in their core business. When this is an example that we find pretty much all the time. In just the last 4 years, I forgot that one. In just the last 4 years, we have supported 300 startups and 20 major companies to open industries like food, health, housing, sport, culture, education, finance, investment, you name it. When we left Airbnb on that day, we knew there was something we could do to help major companies to put humans back in the main building, back at the center of their business. And in my opinion, inclusion is the new organic. In a world that is limited, in an economy that is circular with less goods, it's the thing that brought us together that becomes the only growth, that becomes the only place for growth. So, are you ready to open your business?